Hey team, I just wanted to talk to you quickly about payroll. Now that you're into production, a lot of people are asking about payroll and getting their technicians set up in payroll and how it works week to week. So it's an incredibly simple system for you, but it does take some admin to get your team set up in Cpower, get them getting their hours in. But once you've got it down, it's an incredibly simple system that runs pretty much automatically every week. So the first thing you need to do is log into Cpower, and you need to be taking your safety test. So I'll show you exactly how to do it. So again, I've logged into Cpower, your home screen here. You've got safety, click safety and click welcome. When you click welcome, what's going to show up here is these hyperlinks. Your safety quiz will not appear quite yet. What you need to do is you need to click on the first number of links here before that safety test will appear, and scroll to the bottom and click I agree. So again, you're going to go through policy statement and overview, click on it, scroll to the bottom. This one does not have an I agree button, but you do need to scroll through it. Lead paint policy, again, click it, open it, scroll through to the bottom, I agree. Same thing with safety practices, same thing with waste disposal practices, same thing with fall protection systems. And once you've clicked I agree and scrolled through all of them, that little check mark will show up, and once you've done that for all of the hyperlinks, your safety quiz will show up. Safety quiz is pretty simple compared to the one that we've written in person. It's pretty simple, but it is 35 questions. You need to get 35 out of 35 before it will allow you to continue. Pretty simple questions. That said, the reason it's such a simple test is at the end of the test, if you do have any wrong, it will show you which ones you have wrong, and you can go in and retake that one question. So you won't be required to retake the entire test. There are some painting questions in there. So again, you use your discretion, do your best with it, but if you do get a wrong answer, it'll tell you at the end which one's wrong, and you can go in and retake that. Once you've done that, now your technicians will be able to take their safety test. Your techs cannot take their safety test and do anything else unless that you've done your safety test. So if you haven't done it, do it immediately. It doesn't take very long, but it's the first thing you need to do. From there, what you're going to do is you're actually going to go and put your technicians into Cpower. I've sent out the how to input your techs into Cpower, but what you're going to do, you're going to go in here to directory. You're going to click add new user. What you're then going to do is fill in all of the appropriate information as the how-to. Most common mistake is status. People put their techs as active. You need to put them as pending approval. They will automatically change to active once they've gone through their safety test. So your tech cannot be active until they've done their safety test. So again, you want to put them in as pending approval, their wage rate, et cetera, et cetera. Again, you got your social security number right here. Everything needs to be filled out, and if something's missed, Cpower will let you know what's been missed, and you need to go in and fill it in. If you have any questions, let me know, but once they're in, what they're going to do, what's going to happen with your technician is your technician will get a welcome email that's got their username and a temporary password, very similar to when you first got your Cpower password, but their password, it's all explained in that email, is not for Cpower. So your technicians do not use Cpower. They use something called the crew pit, which is found at collegepro.com. So again, they're going to collegepro.com and entering through the crew pit versus going into Cpower. It's not the same thing. So again, they're in there. What they need to then do is they need to actually go in, log in, change their temporary password to a permanent password. And what they'll have is that when they log in, they'll see a few different sections. One's for safety, one's for payroll, and then there's a third section. The first thing they then need to do is go into their safety test. So they'll go into their safety test. It's going to show up and look exactly like yours. So it's the same process for them. They need to click the hyperlinks. They need to scroll through I agree. They need to take the safety test. And once they've done that, at the bottom, somewhere around here, now obviously it's not going to be there on mine, but somewhere at the bottom right here is going to have their payroll forms. So hyperlinks to generate their I-9 and W-2. They need to go through those payroll forms. So again, technician, you put them into Cpower, they log into the crew pit, they fill in their safety test the exact same way you did, and then their payroll forms will appear. They fill out their payroll forms and submit them. Once they've submitted their payroll forms, On your home screen, so I'll go back to my home screen, somewhere on the right-hand side here, as it loads, we'll say payroll forms, painter payroll forms. You'll click on those and you will need to generate and electronically sign their W-2 and I-9. So I-9 will tell you it'll tell you exactly what you need to do in terms of what pieces of information you'll need from them. Passport, social security number, or driver's license. That's pretty clear. And then you electronically sign their W-2, which is basically clicking a button and confirming the information they've put in. Once you've done that, your technician can put in their hours. Where they're going to put their hours is right back into the crew pit. So again, they're logging into the crew pit, and instead of selecting safety, they're selecting payroll. What will show up when they do payroll, you can see it as well, and where you can see it would actually be in data input and timesheet. So this is exactly what they're going to see as a technician. So it's the week. They can scroll into whichever week it is they want, whatever week they need to be putting their hours in. So this is somebody who's put their hours in already. This is what it would look like. So if they had a blank week, what they need to do is they're going to click on the day that they worked. They're going to choose what time they worked from until, and they're going to choose and select that onto a job. So these are all the jobs that are under an individual franchisee. They don't need to be the exactly right job. It's not going to prevent them. But if they worked they should know, and they should be putting it in. If they worked from 8 till 11:30, that was the budget on that job. It's going to one specific job, another specific job. So it's not required that it's the exact customer. If you can provide them that information, it'll keep things a lot cleaner for you. But that said, it's more that they're putting in their hours for that day towards a job. So it's pretty simple. And once they've done it, again, it'll look something like this. Right, so you can put them in, but your tech should be putting them in. From there, once you've actually put their hours in, what they need to do is they need to scroll to the bottom. It's grayed out here right now, but this approve button, they need to click approve. So they put all of their hours in, they click approve. Once they've clicked approve, on your home screen again, on the right-hand side, will show up payroll approvals. You need to then go in and approve their payroll. So for payroll to be able to go out, it needs to be first approved by the technician. And once it's approved by the technician, it needs to be approved by the manager. I'd set a deadline with your team to have it approved by 9 p.m. on Sunday, because your deadline is 11 p.m. on Sunday. If it's not done in that order, payroll will not run that day. There's nothing that can be done about it. It's there to protect you from somebody putting in incorrect hours. So again, they put in their hours. You can approve it. If you ever want to get to their timesheet, again, it's very simple. You go data input, timesheet. You can find whichever technician it is that you're looking for. So pretty simple. And then once that's done, every week, that's just the process. They put in their hours, approve them. You double check them. If they're correct, you approve them. You cannot change their hours and then approve them and have payroll run. If you change anything, they need to go in and reapprove it, and then you need to go in and reapprove it. One of the reports that you can see for any of for the payroll, if you can't find something or there's an issue, one of the reports, you go in reports and payroll. I'll use Carolyn as an example because it's exactly what happened there this week. There's a report in here where you can actually see who and when is done what approval. So again, it's a full log. If you go into reports, click it again, reports and payroll, it's a full report on any of the approvals. So you'll go in, reports, payroll, timesheet. Once you click timesheet, make sure you as the supervisor is selected, view report. And what it'll do is it'll bring up a report of every employee. So again, this is one employee's report. You can see what week they worked, what days they've got hours in. You can see when the actual approvals were. So for example, last week, Jess approved it, then Carolyn approved it. You'll be able to see that the dates here. So again, approved on the 31st and then approved on the 1st. It was done in the correct order. Payroll went out. This week, the technician did not approve the hours, the manager did, and payroll did not run. So again, you need both approvals, And that's really the process. So it's a pretty simple overall process. Starts with you doing your safety test, putting your techs in Cpower, them doing their safety test, them filling out their payroll forms, you confirming and filling out their payroll forms, them putting their hours in and approving it, you putting their hours, and then you approving their hours, and then making sure that your bill is up to date. So if your business expense bill, your outstanding balance is under $300, it should be zero every week. But as long as it's under $300, your payroll will run automatically. So if you have any questions, let me know. But it's really simple, but it does take a little of admin getting it started. Once it's started, again, it's incredibly simple. If you haven't taken your safety test, that's the first step. Get your technicians into Cpower. And if you have any other questions, just let me know. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon, guys.